what were things like before you started working with me, or I guess in the beginning of your journey?
So before the beginning of my journey, I was miserable. I hated looking in the mirror. I didn't recognize the person looking back at me. And it was a daily reminder of everything that led me to that point. A lot of emotional eating, a lot of real life that got me to that point. That was, you know what, I had a really tough day today. I'm going to stop at the store and get a package of Oreos on the way home because I need a treat. I need that comfort right now. And remembering those reasons for needing the comfort, every time I looked in the mirror and saw the extra weight, at my heaviest, I was up to about 315 pounds. And I hated it. And I felt like every time I lose weight, I'd do great. And then something would happen and it would derail that progress. And I'd end up 20, 30 pounds heavier than where I was when I started. And it just this cycle. And a lot of it was the PCOS. I didn't have my brain wrapped around that. And after more research, whatever. And of course, the way Facebook ads work, between PCOS and weight loss, you magically popped up. And it was, you know what, I've given absolutely everything a try. I've tried awful diets. This one called, I won't say it, but you do this prep before you start the diet, and it's you eat 3 pounds of beef in one day, unlimited green raw vegetables, like a hard-boiled egg and an orange in the morning. But throughout the day, you have to get in like 3 pounds of beef. And the more beef you eat, the more you'll lose, is what they tell you. And by the end of those 3 days, you're nearly sick. Oh my gosh, it's awful. I lost 3 pounds I lost 10 pounds in those 3 days. And it was great. I was just like, holy cow. I don't know how I just do it. Literally, holy cow. But diets like that, nothing just worked. And so I found you, and I'm like, okay, he's talking about the PCOS. I know how important that is in weight and how much of an obstacle that is in weight gain, weight loss, all that. Okay, I'll bite. Is this real? Because so many ads pop up, and it's just like, okay, whether it's multi-level marketing, whether it's just some random Joe Schmo thought he was good enough to write a book and put it out there, and it's utter nonsense. It's okay, is this real? And I started watching some of your stuff. I ordered the PCOS Switch flash drive, and what came along with that. And after reading your stuff, it's like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. And after all of my research that I had done on my own, and at the time being a very big medical nerd wanting to go to medical school, I had my own fertility struggles, my own endometriosis, PCOS for years. Like I said, I looked into some of your content. I liked what I saw, and it was just like, all right, I'm going to give it a shot. I don't care what it costs. I understand what he's saying, and he seems to know what he's talking about, and I took the chance. I'm a big believer in take that leap of faith that you never know until you try, and I'm glad I did.
So that's awesome. I love how you said that. Holy cow. You ate the whole cow.
Well,
that's awesome. So, and everything you're sharing there is what I see a lot with people, right? Going through that whole journey of just trying to figure things out on your own and trying different things, and running into people who say, hey, I've got the magic bullet. And so I know a lot of people, when they come to me, they feel like, oh, here's another person saying they have the magic bullet. Now what? Yep. Right? So talk to me a little bit more about that. Well, I guess what were some of the concerns you had getting to that point?
Honestly, my biggest concern has always been the financial aspect of it. And is it, okay, this works, but is it going to be, they're going to try and sell me more and then more and more. And it's just going to be one of those continual on the hook processes where I'm just constantly paying money to, be in these programs that, I'm taking a chance on. And once I got into fat loss acceleration and started the program, and I started seeing those results, but it wasn't just results on the scale, it was results in my body physically. And watching your videos, watching the trainings on the Fat Loss Acceleration website, you know, anyone that can use ATP and glycolysis and glycogen and other biology terms that I'm familiar with in weight loss stuff, it worked, it clicked. I don't know, I'm a nerd. But you explained it at the cellular level, and it clicked, and I understood it, and you put it in terms that made sense to me, and you put it in layman's terms to where anybody can understand it. So that's even better. It's, I'm sitting there watching your videos, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we learned about that in biology class on, and I remember that lesson, and it was just so funny that was the one thing that, looking back on everything, stuck out, that you were legit, and that you were the one to give me the tools I needed to know what to do. And eventually I found myself wanting to give myself those treats less and less as I progressed through the program. And I don't feel the need for that treat for comfort anymore. I find myself enjoying my meal a lot more the more mindfully I eat it, and the conversation of the person I'm eating with. When I go to the store, I'll check nutrition labels. I'll look for artificial sweeteners that are bad for you. I'll look for ingredients that aren't good. And it's like, every little bit of my life, it's, oh yeah, here's the healthy habit John taught me. Here's the healthy habit John taught me. You teach a lifestyle. You don't teach, okay, here's a diet, here's how to lose the weight with exercise, follow this meal plan, whatever, you're good. You don't do that. You have integrity. And if we fail, you take it personally, and you care. I don't know, everything. That's your magic bullet. It's you. You care. That makes a huge difference. And the format of the program for me worked perfectly. You give me what I need. You tell me you have the meal plan, you have the exercise plan, but you're also telling me what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, and you're explaining everything. And that was huge for me. So,
well,
yeah.
So I guess talk to us about your results. So you said the heaviest you were at was about 314 or so. So talk to us about your results a little bit. What kind of results did you see in the program?
Right off the bat, I want to say within the first month on the program with you, I was down a good 15, 20 pounds, and a lot of inches. I dropped pretty quick at first, if I remember correctly, and had a lot of really good progress. And, at first it was the weekly, I'm going to send in the measurements and weigh-ins and all this other stuff, and started off so strong. And then eventually it kind of got to where I'm like, okay, yeah, seeing results. I don't need to do this anymore. Like, I'm keeping myself accountable, and it very much kind of teaching a kid to ride a bike. And that's what you did for me. And looking at my results over time, as I have started seeing better results, I've started making better choices. And that was something I didn't expect to happen. Because I've always seen the results and then get derailed and then fall off, and then in X amount of time, I'll get back on. And that never happened. It was just a progressive building on the program. And, like I said, it was just one of those things where you just find yourself gradually making better choices. And it's, okay, I'm running errands. I'm a busy mom of 4 kids with a job and this and that and the other, and now health issues and doctor's appointments and everything. And okay, so I have to get food. What am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to stop at Quick Trip instead, because they have salads and they have fresh fruit and they have good healthy choices. I'm not going to stop at McDonald's and pick the least unhealthy thing on their menu when I have healthy options that require me to get out of my car and walk and put in the activity and the work. And, you know, it's just a whole mindset, lifestyle change. And like I said, as you see those results and it's, holy cow, you know, I'm X amount of pounds. I should be in this dress size, but I'm like 2 sizes down below what I should be. You know, it's that activity does really pay off. And, you know, it's like I said, it's just seeing the results for me and just the progressive building. It was all it really took to just keep going. You just got to trust the process.
That's awesome. So can you give us some numbers now? I guess, where are you at now with everything?
So at my biggest, I was between a 26 and a 28. I think the biggest pair of shorts I ever wore, it's the worst picture of me on the face of the planet. I'm in a big purple shirt, and khaki shorts. I know you've seen it. Those shorts were a size 28, and it's disgusting. I hate that photo of me. But it's a good reminder of how far I've come, because now I am in between a size 12 and a 14. I went into Maurice's and had to buy a suit for work, which I started my job in October. And in October, I was just over 200 pounds. I was, I think, between 205 and 210. End of October, I started at the funeral home. And I was in a size 16. So even just since October, I've continued dropping. And it's a good feeling. I've had to buy 3 new suits since I started my job in October, because I just keep losing, and I've started adding, you know, a lot more stuff in, you know, some more activity. But yeah, I walked into Maurice's and bought a size large, and that was the size I was as a senior in high school. It's huge. I never thought it was possible. Yeah, obviously, it's very exciting to me to step on the scale at 189 pounds and look at the size I am now. And I was that size as a senior in high school at 145 to 155 pounds. That's mind-blowing to me. That is absolutely mind-blowing to me, because I know at this size, I should weigh a lot less. And that's that thing you talked about in the beginning of the program. It's real. It's
the
real,
but
it's
fat loss versus weight loss.
Yes, it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And,
well, thanks for sharing all of that.
Oh, anytime. Thank you for everything you do. I am so glad I found you. So glad I found you.
Yeah, you've been a lot of fun to work with and keeping in touch with and everything. So that's awesome.
Yeah, you're the best. You're the best.